Hi Destiny Chasers, and welcome back to part 2 of how to develop and cultivate a positive mindset. Let's just remind ourselves about what we obtained from part 1. In part 1, we learned the importance of developing a positive belief system and why it's significant. And today, we're actually going to go that step further and learn how we can develop a positive belief system, because now we know why we need it. So before we go into that, let's just remind ourselves about what exactly it means to have belief. So when we say the word belief, what does that actually mean at its core? Now, your beliefs are perceptions that are ingrained within your thought process. And normally it's derived from past experiences that you've had and encountered. And your beliefs, your belief system, is integral in how you view yourself, how you view others, and ultimately how you engage with the world at large. And that is why it is so important to set the time aside to hone in on the beliefs that we hold about ourselves and to work on elevating our belief system. So what's lesson number 1? Lesson number 1 is set time aside to engage in self-affirmations. Now, we understand affirmations to be statements of praise and recognizing your good and your key qualities. And what's most important is that these are statements of truth. So when you say them, you have to believe it. And that's what enables it to have the great impact that it does. For instance, I'm capable of achieving anything that I put my mind to. I deserve good things. I am skillful and I am purposeful. And when you say it, you have to believe it. And this is not just a fluffy exercise. There's scientific evidence to prove that stating and engaging in self-affirmations has really good outcomes. A recent study has shown that when you engage in self-affirmations, a region at the front of your brain called the prefrontal cortex becomes more activated. And we understand that the prefrontal cortex is responsible for emotion regulation and also decision making as well. So that's encouraging and enriching to know that by engaging in this, you're not wasting your time. You're helping yourself and you're doing good things that are actually resonating within your physical body. Isn't that absolutely amazing? So, what else do we have to look forward to? Lesson number 2 is replace a negative thought with a positive one. And it sounds so obvious, but how many of us actively take the time to do this? It's so easy that when a negative thought that normally stems from our negative belief system arises, that it just enables us to go into this downward spiral. And that is what we want to prevent. Whenever it comes into our mind, we want to replace it with a good thought. As a life coach, I've noticed that a common negative belief, which I term, and others as well, term as limiting beliefs, is that people say bad things always happen to me. And rather than you accepting that, put a different spin on it. Move that negative thought, replace it with a positive one. The reality is, difficulties and hardships happens to everyone. But you can develop your positive belief system by saying, I am capable of working through difficult circumstances and enabling it to work for my good. And just like that, you've removed that negative thought, you've replaced it with a positive one, and you're elevating your positive belief system, which in turn will actually help you to cultivate a positive mindset. So I want us to be engaging in that, not once or twice, but every single time a negative thought comes into our mind. And the third lesson and final lesson for today is engage in spiritual growth. For me, that's prayer. For you, it may be meditation. Now, I find prayer to be such a powerful tool. It provides an opportunity to reflect, which is so crucial when you want to deal with the conflicts that can come into your mind. I also find it to be opportunistic to practice acts of gratitude and remain thankful. It's so enriching for your mind. Thankfulness will promote humility within you as well. For instance, when you're thankful for things that we may term as basic, for instance, having good health, that's not basic and it's not a given. It's an absolute luxury to have eyesight, to be able to talk, to be able to walk, to be able to move. All of these things are luxuries. And as a doctor, I've realized the significance of that. I've seen people from all walks of life, young, the elderly, the rich, the poor, people from various ethnic backgrounds have all encountered life-changing and serious illnesses that have changed the course of their life. Imagine having an illness that affects your nervous system and your muscular system, that you can't get up and get changed for yourself and you need extra help to do that. So remember that the next time your alarm goes off in the morning and that negative thought comes, replace it with a positive one and say, yes, I heard that alarm, which means that my hearing system is working. I was able to get up and get a wash, which means my muscles and my nervous system is intact. All of these things are things that it's not fluffy, it works and it develops that positive mind. So here's a call to action. I want you to write down your self-affirmations. Not type it, not use your phone in the keypad section. No, get a pen, get a piece of paper and write it down. Activates parts of your brain when you're literally forming those letters on a piece of paper. Obviously, if you're able to do that. And state your affirmations aloud every morning and believe it when you say it so that it becomes a conviction. And whenever the negative thought comes in, replace it with a positive one and set time aside for your spiritual growth. So thank you so much for tuning in. And I hope that you will take these key lessons and incorporate into your lifestyle to enable you to obtain a positive mindset. Don't forget to click like if you've enjoyed the information that we've discussed today, and click subscribe so that you can be tuned in for the next time. Take care, Destiny Chasers.